Hey, it's Sam and Rev on the Here's To Us. Thanks for joining us on this trip from Leland, which is also known as Fishtown, to Frankfurt.
We have been stuck in Leland unexpectedly for 4 nights because the wind has just been nuts. When we were leaving Leland this morning, there were kiteboarders out, and it was just an incredible sight to see. Okay, all right. Yeah, good. Got a black kite. Okay.
But not a bad place to get stuck, actually. Fishtown.
That's true.
It's a quaint little town.
Right.
It has,
even last night, Sam went out and got some smoked salmon from the little fish house, and it was the best smoked salmon I've ever had.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I guess it's good we got it on the last night, because if we would have gotten the first night, we would have had it like 4 nights in a row.
Doomed, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, great little restaurants there. Ice cream was great, and and the dock staff were awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
We rocked the first night, and they helped us. They brought a big orange ball over and kind of wedged it in between our port bow and the dock. That helped a lot. And then we had fellow loopers.
Yes, but when we left that place, we went out. The winds were considerably less than the previous 4 days, but it was still bumpy.
And so we maneuvered out of there, kind of a tight slip to maneuver out.
Mm-hmm.
Got out of there, got onto the fuel dock, took some fuel in the auxiliary tanks, and then shoved off, and it was quite lumpy.
Lumpy?
Yeah, lumpy.
Bumpy.
Bumpy and lumpy.
Bouncy.
Yeah.
The whole way, I mean, the water is just beautiful. I had no idea Michigan looked like this. And the whole way, you could see the shoreline of Michigan over on the left-hand side.
Yeah. And so navigation was not hard, because all you had to do is look out to the left, and there's Michigan. And it's still out to the left.
Uh-huh.
And so kind of a long way. We did about, I guess, about average at 10 miles per hour on the way. We tried to bump it up, get a better ride, but couldn't find a good ride.
No.
So might as well save, the bumps.
Very bouncy.
Yeah.
All right, good morning from the bridge of the Here's To Us. We left Leland Fuel Dock just about 20 minutes ago, and we're on a course to Frankfurt. GPS said 41 miles total, and we're trying to find a speed that is going to be consistent with the waves. It's still white capping a little bit out there, so we know the winds are about 13 knots, but they're going to die off, and so we'll just try to find a good speed. We filled up the aft tanks, and that means we have 224 gallons of fuel, plenty to get there, and we'll fill up the forward tanks, which will take another probably 400 gallons once we get the Ludington, because gas is a little bit cheaper there. And gas, when I say gas, I mean diesel. So here we are. We're running the Garmin. And the Navionics is going kind of bonkers on us right now. I don't know what it is, but we'll figure that out. We're on a good course. If you can see out there, the Sleeping Bear Dunes are up ahead, so we got a good fix on it visually as well. And the wind should, like I said, die down a little bit according to the forecast. Welcome back. We're about another 45 minutes down track on the Here's To Us. And we are coming up on another part of the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Park, I believe. And you can kind of see it out there a little bit more of the dunes out there. But I was intrigued as to why they call it the Sleeping Bear Dunes, and according to an Indian legend, there was an enormous forest fire that happened, and a bear and her 2 cubs decided to go from one shore to the other shore. Well, the mother bear made it and waited and waited and waited for the 2 cubs who lagged behind, and she slept up there waiting for them, and the cubs never made it. So the Great Spirit took, if you can take a look here on our map where we are, and supposedly the bear was trying to go from one shore to the other. The Great Spirit created North Manitow Island and South Manitow Island in honor of the 2 lost cubs. So we'll stop here, and we're going to go back to a screen here where I wanted to discuss something with you. We're going to go to combos, and we're going to go to autopilot here. And if we could kind of swing around to the whiskey compass here. The whiskey compass was given its name because it is kind of filled with a whiskey, like a glycol substance that kind of keeps it floating. And if you see it right now, it's reading about 240, well, as the boat goes through here, about 240 to 245. And let's swing around here and see what our GPS says. Our GPS says 236. It's holding a magnetic heading of 236. So why is there a difference between 236 and 245, 246? Well, it's because when this boat was built, they swung the compass and they got it accurate. But as people added things, like I just added an autopilot to it, and people add stereo systems, it affects the magnetic flux valve on the compass. So there is an installation error that has to be accounted for. The GPS is a lot more accurate because it is taking a number of satellites and determining the position and the heading. So something that you need to be aware of on your boat, the limitations of the various instruments on the boat. Anyways, that's all for the bridge right now, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
But eventually it did. The winds calmed down, and we got in to Leland. Sleeping Bear.
That was before
Yeah, but
that was after
I'm
Leland.
sorry, we got into Frankfurt. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, we got into Frankfurt, and we got into the harbor, and just awesome, great protection from the winds.
Yeah.
Great
It's
dock
set back. You go through a channel, and the marina's set back.
Yeah, you almost can't see the channel from the side there. There's this
Right.
big inlet, and then you got, where's the channel? And there's a channel that comes through there. But a lot of folks out here who have anchored.
Yeah,
and,
we heard that you can see salmon jumping back there behind us. I'm gonna go back there and see if I can see them.
Yeah. So anyway, we were here. And
Great town.
Great town.
Right. We decided to eat at a brewery. It's called Storm Cloud, I
Storm
believe.
Cloud, yeah, highly recommend it. Great pizza, beer, and then
Walk down
walk down.
to Scoop.
Scoops, yeah,
Scoop
and
to
have
get
some
some
ice cream.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Moomer's ice
yeah.
cream, if you've ever heard of that. Quite tasty.
really neat town.
Yeah.
Frankfurt, highly recommended on a stop on America's Great Loop. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Will, again, for joining us. Remember, emails, crew@yacht2do, and also the YouTube channel. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Subscribe, hit the bell, and keep those questions coming.
All right.
See ya. Bye.